JB Cycles here with an update on August the 4th. So I'm back from my holiday and let's have a look at what the markets have done. So we had a 2-week oscillation low here, just like my cycle forecasted, and then we had the very bullish pop-up phase where, you know, if something bearish happens in this phase, it can kill this bullish phase, like back here where Iran attacked Israel, and this time it was the unemployment numbers, I think, the SAM rule or something like that, saying that this now is a recession in the US. Well, it certainly killed this bullish pop-up phase, and you see we have a 2-week oscillation low coming up this week. And the Iran-Israel correction made a low at that point. So, you know, this is a nice A, B, C, where the C is not quite complete. So a very typical ABC correction, it looks like, so far. But it could get worse. But yeah, I would probably like to buy a low here this coming week. So here, looking at the 4-week offset, we see well, we broke the offset. That was a problem. We tried to hang on to it to break above, but failed, and then we were punished. So yeah, let's have a look. Here are my daily wavelets for the S&P. So a lot's going on here. Well, I talked about earlier that this could be something similar to this 10-week cycle, but I didn't think it would be that. But hey, that's exactly what we got. So back here we had a false signal that this was a 10-week cycle low, but there were no indicators confirming it. So this was the 10-week cycle low. However, this one time it's more tricky, because here actually we did get a lot of signals that this was a 10-week cycle low. Not so much for the S&P, but you know, for other markets or sectors, they really rallied here. But S&P never got really oversold here. So it's a bit difficult now when so many sectors and markets are out of sync with each other. So I'm not quite sure how to interpret this. We have to see when it's all over. We have to look back and what really happened here. So, but now it looks like this is a 10-week cycle though coming up for the S&P, and we do have a nice ABC move here. Not quite complete. You know, we are here. Does not look quite complete. Couple of more days left perhaps, and I have my primitive tool here, putting this 26 trading day rectangle at the purple wavelet top, and it says look for a low around, well, Wednesday perhaps. And you know, that's exactly what we just saw back here in my 2-week oscillation. That has a low around Wednesday. So you know, this is using my bull market rules. If we get really bearish action, you have to add, I can't really remember, but maybe another 10 days here. We could have a low even lower, and you know, that would mean over here. So we could get a bounce, making a low this week, get a bounce, and then an even lower low later in August, end of August. I can't see the date. I think it's the Democrat convention. That's around August the 20th, something. Yeah. So longer term, you know, we have the 3.5-year cycle. It kind of guarantees an uptrend all this year. But then I looked into the 28-year cycle and realized we could have an early bull market top this year. And also I found out that we often have the S&P often makes a short bull market with an ABC formation, and we could be in such a bull market. And measuring from this B low, I have an average scenario suggesting a top mid-August. So this July top was a bit early. So we are in the topping phase here somewhere. But July, is that the bull market high, or maybe it's in August, September? And then I made another scenario here. I looked at the final C move, and I saw two possible formations here. Either we have the green one, this C is just an ABC, and that's possible. That is where we are now. This was the bull market top, and now we just go down. The other formation is that this final C move has an A, B, C, D, E formation, suggesting a top around early November. And that one is also still in play. And kind of maybe favor that one. I think we broke down a little bit too early here. I have some work on the 18-month cycle I will show in a later video, and that one also supports we should maybe make some kind of a double top here in the coming few months. But let's see. Yeah, my program is of course auto-saving right now, and there we have my medium-term cycles. So I didn't think, the cycle composite is bearish into mid-September, and I thought we would make a top a little bit later than this composite top, but actually we topped out a little bit early. That's really bearish. But I don't think we will go down for another 6 weeks to make a low here. So some kind of a bigger bounce and another downturn, it's really difficult to say. But I do not like to be very bullish here for the next 6 weeks. Very short term for a swing trade, long. But I would be very careful here into mid-September. The Dow Jones hourly data. So yeah, here we really broke down. And we have the 2-week oscillation suggesting a low around Wednesday. And this really ruined the Dow Jones Industrial. Even kind of almost breaking this longer trend line. And it kind of reminds me of this one, just a little bit bigger formation, but very similar. Breaking out of a range, a double top, and then crashing down. Very similar. Breaking out, double top, and then crashing down. Anyway, I have this, I call it money flow triangle. This one suggests, it says look for a low in about 2 weeks' time. So yeah, it's very possible that the correction here continues for another 2 weeks. So we have to see, tech sector is now very oversold. So we could see the S&P, some kind of a bounce, rally in the S&P starting around Wednesday this coming week. And then we have the other sectors, the Dow Jones Industrial, maybe Russell and so on, that are not in sync with the tech sector and the S&P. Maybe they will go down. Maybe we will reverse the sector rotation, going back into tech. And yeah, I can't really say, but mixed signals. But for the S&P, it looks like we are very close to a perfect A, B, C correction. We should make a bounce, starting around Wednesday. But if that bounce is weak, and into next week sometime, if it's not a rally, well, then we could turn down for another leg down even lower later in August. So I'll make a more thorough video this coming week or next weekend, but yeah, a quick update right now from me. See ya!